Happy Wednesday. So here's a question for you. When was the very first time that you were critical of your body? When you think back, what was the first thing that you were critical of and why? Who told you? Who told you that something was wrong with your body? Or allowed you to feel shameful about something about your body? And this, I want to be really clear. This is, I'm talking mostly to women, but not just women, because guys are becoming more and more body aware and body critical too. Now, this is why I'm bringing this up, because ladies, autoimmunes, so of all the people who have autoimmune diseases, 78% are women. When you look at autoimmunes in a holistic point of view, from a holistic perspective, it's that we're at war with ourselves, literally and figuratively. And I just bring this point up because that self-criticism generally starts early on, and we keep being at war with ourselves. We keep attacking ourselves. We're critical of ourselves, for whatever reason and at whatever levels. And so here's a practical example. So think about like looking back at a picture from your teens or your 20s, ladies who are a little older. And how often have you thought, oh my gosh, to have that body back, if I wish I wouldn't have been so critical of that body. I know I have. And I was so critical of my body because no matter what I did, I couldn't get a six pack. That was my big hang up. That, and I was a late bloomer, so I didn't have a chest for a long time. And so I was self-conscious of that. And then those comments, like you'd hear things about what people said about other women and think, what are they saying about me? So that fed the frenzy. That internal frenzy of trying to be enough on the outside, when really it was the inner work that I needed to do. So I have two examples, two things to talk about here. So one, looking back at a picture from your 20s and going, oh, I wish I'd have been nicer to my body then. So what about now? When will that frenzy stop? Because 10 years from now, you're going to look back at a picture on the body you have right now and go, God, I wish I'd have been nicer to my body. Wish I'd have been nicer to myself. Wish I had that body. So when will we stop feeding the frenzy and just be okay with right here, right now? This is the body I have, and it's pretty darn amazing. I mean, think about it. It knows what to do. I don't have to tell it. All my systems know how to work. All my organs know how to work. And when one is stressed, others will compensate so that the body can stay functioning, because my body's job is to keep me alive. I am proof of that. I am living proof that your body will work as hard as it can to keep you alive. And when you give it the tools that it needs, it's going to do its job. Pretty darned amazing, huh? Now think of it this way. When we do the inner work, when we become content, when we become filled with joy, regardless of the circumstances outside of us, because we can't always control those things, but we can control what's in here. We have the power to adjust what's going on in here. And when we can exude joy and gratitude and love and forgiveness and all of those things, it shows up on the outer body. When we're content in here, it shows up on the outer body. When we're stressed, that shows up on the outer body. Our hair is dull, our skin is dull, dark circles, more lines and wrinkles, the frowns, the body posturing, it shows up. And that radiates. So which one do you think is actually more attractive, regardless of the six-pack? Regardless of how toned your shoulders are or how tight your butt is or whatever. Which one do you think is more attractive? Regardless. So what if we spend more time figuring out how to exude joy? How to live in this anchor of contentment regardless of what's going on in our lives? How do you think that's going to show up in your health, in your relationships, in just life? See, I'm a firm believer that when we are happy in our bodies, when we're having fun in our bodies, life is better. And it's possible. Like I said, I'm living proof. So I'm interested to hear your comments, questions, comments, reactions, responses. So comment below. I want to hear what you have to say. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks, Rhonda. Have a great Wednesday.